Glasgow's Albert Bridge was brought to a standstill for most of this morning as emergency services carried out a major training exercise. Blue light crews attended a mock scenario involving multiple casualties, a car crash and a minibus in the river. Brandon Cook was there.
If you were passing by Albert Bridge near Glasgow Green this morning, you would be forgiven for thinking something terrible had happened. A bus in the Clyde and bodies strewn across the tarmac. Thankfully, not an everyday sight on a morning commute. But rest assured, this scene was purely set up for training purposes.
It's not nice to think about the very worst of things that can happen, but if we're thinking about that and we're training for it and we're preparing for it, it means that, God forbid, the day and the hour that it actually happens, as we've sadly seen over recent years in Glasgow and beyond, that the emergency services are highly trained, they know how to react, they know how to recover and get life moving on for people.
This exercise was led by the fire service but involved around 100 personnel. Medical teams, police and Coast Guard all had to respond to a 3-vehicle crash and multiple casualties where a bus had plunged into the water.
Emergency crews have tried to make this scenario as lifelike as possible, but of course that's no mean feat given the number of agencies involved, the number of people involved and of course the proximity to the city centre. But they say it will all be worth it if a scenario like this should happen for real.
Road traffic accident into water, these incidents do happen. They're not super uncommon. So it's great training for everyone involved. It's great training for multi-agency working.
It obviously gives us a real kind of sense of what it could potentially be a real life situation.
The mock incident involved more than just the professionals. Nursing students gained valuable experience in a makeshift operating theatre nearby, while on the ground, crowd management skills tested by a fake concerned family member. The casualties played by medical students and doctors.
It's pretty unique. Not often that you get a chance to get cut out of a car. So more than that, it was just a nice opportunity to see how we kind of come together in all the different kind of public services that we have and how we can work together in a scenario like this. So I'm interested to see how that plays out.
Despite the morning of disruption it caused to surrounding streets, the general consensus from services involved today was one of success. The rarest of training days, preparing for a scenario they hope will never happen. Brandon Cook, STV News, Glasgow.